When I was growing up, there was this man that lived next door to us. He had a brother and a sister, and they had a deformed son that was pathetic. He was 12 or 14 years old. He ran around with diapers on, and he would have slime coming out of his mouth, and he tried to choke my sister one time in khaki. My other sister pulled him off of Joanne. But anyway, the brother they used to drink worse than a sailor, and they used to drink worse than they could fill a battleship with what they drank. And Sidehead, we don't know what happened to him, but he walked around like this everywhere he went. And they said he got in a bar fight one night. Somebody tore up his head, and he ended up in the hospital. And of course, he ended up with a side head. And every time there was a fire, he'd try to jump on the back of the fire truck. And one time, he did jump on the back of the fire truck. They said, "There goes Sidehead. He's on the back of the fire truck."
So he was the product of incest?
The boy was a product of incest from his younger brother and sister.
That was his mother and father?
Yes, that was his mother and father. It was pathetic. And once in a while, the DSS, I guess you called them DSS back then, they would come get him, and he would learn some things where he could eat and maybe go to the bathroom, and then when they would get him, he would go back to his old ways. And
he'd wear a diaper?
Yeah, he wore a diaper, and he was 12 or 14 years old. And us kids, you know how kids could be bad. We weren't making fun of him, but we would holler, "Josie, Josie, Josie, come get us." And he would run after us, and his little hands were like this, and he was just running after us, and we would be screaming just to have the thrill.
Sidehead.
Yeah, his name was Sidehead. Lived there for a while. She must have been 90-something years old. And in the summertime, bless her heart, she would sit on the porch, and we had a big chinaberry tree in the yard, and I would swing from the chinaberry tree. I was just a real young child, and she would call me by name and say, "Becky, I give you a nickel or a dime it was, I don't know, if you please bring me some ice water." So I would get a nickel every day by taking her ice water.
And what was going on with their house?
They painted the walls black because they were so dirty. And they would try to keep Josie, his name was Josie Cumbie. And they would try to keep him in the house, but he would run away. And he had slime just coming down his mouth, and he had to.
And he lived in a black house, interior house.
Yes.
Black walls.
Black walls.